And Drake, the number just went out, so it went out the board right now. And these sports books are going to be a little bit ahead of us as well.
What's the money line? I got 2,500.
I got it locked up.
Probably got to stop then. Got that.
10-1, 11-1 right now in Southern Illinois. Okay. And James Madison is out to a 22-18 lead against Southern Miss. Again, they played last night. They won. Adam Burke came on earlier and explained why he liked them at -1.5. Good start here. They're a live favorite of 5.5 points in the game. Well,
good job. They put the total up at DK, 129.5.
120, okay.
All right, good job.
Okay, let's get the next two games now.
That's impressive. There's 30 seconds left.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a job. Put that up.
We got Indiana State Valpo coming up. Current total 141. That's at 7 o'clock Eastern time. 9:30 Eastern, obviously same gym here. Evansville, Northern Iowa. That current total is 127. If this game, if the winning ticket here is under, that's going to be 11 straight?
Yep. 11 straight. 18-5 last 2 years. And the number 2 conference since 2015 behind the Metro Atlantic for unders.
The second half total was 75. We have 68 combined right now. Well, make that 70 now. There's a basket and there's going to be a timeout. Oh, yeah, this is going to be a fun one. This is going to turn into a sweat all of a sudden.
Is it Drake ball?
Yeah, because they just scored, right? The Salukis just scored.
Okay, Drake ball, 24 seconds.
Yeah, so immediate foul.
Well, you got the total up. I'm with you. We got 131 up.
131?
I foul. I make my free throws. They're going to lay it in.
Oh, it might
How do you not take the over?
Yeah, you might want to go over right now. I don't have access to the over, but
it's 131.5 at DK. How do you not take the over?
They need 4 points. They're going to get an immediate foul right now, unless Drake. But even if Drake misses their free throws, there's going to be the chance for overtime then.
Good job. They got a money line up too.
That's at DK?
Yeah, 8 minus 850. You can take plus 520 with the dog. If you're betting on MLB, don't step up to the plate unprepared. VSiN MLB Betting Guide is your playbook for the entire season. Previews from every team, MVP, Cy Young Awards analysis, a complete stats glossary and key terms to know. Expert betting insight from the VSiN Pro team, plus the player perspective from former pitcher Jensen Lewis. Download the guide right now, just $19.99, or become a VSiN Pro subscriber. Get the guide included, along with every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, AI-powered prop tools, and the 24/7 video on the Watch app. VSiN.com/guide. VSiN.com/guide.
Yeah, it took about 3 seconds to foul, but eventually, boy, oh boy, that kid almost ran the whole court. He did run the entire court before he was fouled. Anyway, Steve Witz on the program coming up next. We'll get his best bets in soccer for the weekend here on VSiN.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at radiodirect.com/privacy. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Text help for help. Consult a doctor prior to use.
Wow, you look amazing. What have you been doing?
You've heard of Ozempic, Wegovy, and the other GLP-1 medications that are all over the news, right? Well, I found this great company called Zelfie. And if you qualify, you can get medications like Ozempic and Wegovy and other GLP-1s at 80 to 90% savings without insurance. All 100% online.
Wait, I can get GLP-1 medications for 80 to 90% less and do it all online? No long wait at the doctor's office or pharmacy?
Yes, Zelfie can provide semaglutide and tirzepatide, the active ingredients in Ozempic and other expensive GLP-1s, for 80 to 90% less and shipped direct to your door.
Amazing. How do I get started?
Just send them a text.
Text CHEER to 797979 to get started today with Zelfie. Get the same active ingredients in Wegovy or Ozempic for 80 to 90% less, 100% online. Don't wait. Text CHEER to 797979 right now for your exclusive offer. Text CHEER to 79797.
Ah, Ricola Max Throat Care, a liquid center with powerful menthol wrapped in the best of Swiss nature for our fastest throat relief. Tap the banner to try Ricola Max now.
Ricola. Medium swim. Take in the $1 million views at our rooftop lounge, Legacy Club. Go big and go all night with our luxurious rooms and suites. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
The sharpest minds in sports betting are on VSiN by the Books with Dave Ross and Jensen Lewis.
Zachary Cohen joins the program now.
I think the problem that I have with the Celtics is that backing them now, I think you're betting on a team that is being priced as if they have Jason Tatum already. So I don't really think that there's a lot of value left. I actually still think that the center position is a bit of a weakness. I still think the depth is something that they might be lacking. So I don't think that this team is quite there yet.
Download the VSiN by the Books podcast and other VSiN shows wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, VSiN fans, it's your old pal, Brent Musburger. I know what you're thinking. You're driving in your car, listening to VSiN, and you have no way to write down all those picks you're hearing. I have the solution. Become a VSiN Pro subscriber, and you'll get access to every pick from every show. Bill 80 will even send you an email with all of them every morning. Go to vsin.com to become a Pro subscriber and join us on the Sports Betting Network. That's vsin.com.
Hey folks, it's Tim Murray from the College Football Betting Podcast, where I recently spoke to Colin Wilson from the Action Network about betting values for week number 1, including that big game between LSU and Clemson.
I think that very first game is completely out of control, but it's also narrative driven. So you have LSU, I believe it's 11.5-point favorites out there against Clemson. After all the adjustments I've done with returning experience, with coaches, with second order win totals, I think this game should be 5. I mean, I would have made it 4 at the end of last year. What you're seeing is massive perception that Lane is there and everything's going to be okay. I would be aware of buying any LSU futures because they're cooked. This game of the year that's got them 6 points higher, like crossing 7, crossing 10. I don't know who's going to go out and fire on Clemson this early. I think there will be buyback on Clemson, but the general public's not coming in on Clemson this game. Up until kickoff, no one's betting Clemson in this game, so I don't know if I would touch in the game of the year market, but I think the number's wildly off.
Hear the rest of that conversation on the latest College Football Betting Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, on YouTube and the VSiN Watch app.
Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard shared their knowledge of sports, gambling, and pop culture on Follow the Money.
But if he's taking 12 a game, I want over 3.5 plus money every single time.
You got a top 5 offense, a ton of dudes, a lot of size, and the Clippers have just let go of the rope defensively.
They'll keep tabs on the big wins and bad beats from the night before. Plus, get you geared up for the action that's about to begin. Follow the Money, 4 p.m. Eastern, right here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Drake pulls the outright upset in the Valley, 67-63. Total stays under by 11 points, Paulie, and make that 11 straight games to the under in this tournament. 2 more games coming up later on tonight. The Meat Man joins us now on the Progressive Guest Line, Steve Wiss, Because We Win podcast, and also the Betting Weekly Studios, and he is on the Progressive Guest Line. We had a, well, Paul, go ahead. You're fired up over what happened today in the Prim.
So Tottenham scored the first goal, and then they allowed 3 in a row. They got beat at home. Fans were leaving in the first half. They are now only 1 point clear of safety, Meat Man. Put this in perspective for us, as they are now tied at DraftKings with West Ham plus 160 to be relegated.
Yeah, hello, guys. Absolutely incredible. Tottenham Hotspur, if they got relegated, it would be the biggest relegation story ever in Premier League history. They are now the joint third favourites to be relegated from the Premier League. It was a crazy match tonight. It started with VAR disallowing a Crystal Palace goal. Someone was offside by his nose, by a nose. So, and then Spurs led, but got a red card, and then Palace scored 3 quick goals. Everyone, all the home fans left at half-time. Terrible atmosphere, toxic. Tottenham Hotspur in trouble. Already reports possibly they might even fire their manager before the next match. He's only been in charge for 3 games.
So what do you, who do you think joins Wolverhampton and Burnley then? Do you think Tottenham will be relegated?
I still can't quite believe it in my head that this could happen. This is just such a mind-boggling thing. They're playing the worst soccer of any team down there, apart from Burnley. That's what I will say right now. So based on form and current performances, it would have to be Spurs. But I keep thinking they'll somehow turn it around. But maybe I'm just a bit biased there through history. I don't know.
Okay, plus 160. West Ham plus 160, as I mentioned. Nottingham Forest plus 275. FA Cup Friday. Let's go Wolves and Liverpool. They just shocked them in the Premier League 6-1. Upset. How about goals in this one? Take us through Wolves and Liverpool Friday, Meat Man.
Yeah, I actually backed over 3.5 goals in the last round of the FA Cup with Liverpool against Brighton, and it was 3-0 after an hour, and it stayed 3-0 frustratingly. But I think it's worth a go here. Over 3.5 goals at plus 140. You just mentioned that Wolves beat Liverpool in the Premier League a few days ago. I think that's going to get a response from Liverpool. They're going to be really frustrated by that defeat. They had nearly 20 shots in the game, 7 on target. They had 11 corners. Any other day, they probably would have won easily. So I think Liverpool will want to get revenge. They'll be motivated. They are much the better team, but Wolves are playing far, far better than they were early this season. They're playing to the level of a mid-table Premier League team, so they can maybe contribute. In a cup match, I think we could get a high-scoring thriller for Friday night.
Okay, then what about on Saturday? You're going to get creative here, I think, right? In the Newcastle-Man City match, what's the approach here?
Yeah, I've got a good feeling Newcastle will qualify because Manchester City, I think they're running on fumes a bit. They just drew against Nottingham Forest at home, which is a really, really poor result. Their defense seems a little bit unreliable. They've got a massive Champions League match against Real Madrid coming up in a few days' time. And Manchester City can actually still win the quadruple just like Arsenal can. But I don't think they've got the squad depth they used to have. This is not the Manchester City of a few years ago. Newcastle, I think the rest of the season is really all about the FA Cup for them. They're not going to qualify for Europe from the league. They're probably not going to win the Champions League. So this match means a lot to Newcastle. They're at home. The crowd are going to be right behind them. And I think Manchester City could be in for a shock here. Newcastle to qualify, plus 125. Maybe they might need extra time and penalties. But I think they are worth a good dough. I think they're a good underdog on the card this weekend, Newcastle United.
English FA Cup Sunday, Port Vale and Sunderland. Who do you like here?
Under. I like the under 2.5 goals in this game. Port Vale's pitch is an absolute disgrace. It's one of the worst pitches in English soccer right now. Yeah, there's not enough grass on it, really. There's too much mud. The bounce of the ball is terrible. Think of it like a sort of end-of-season turf pitch in the NFL. You know what they get like? Horrible-looking thing. So I don't think you can play proper soccer on this pitch. Port Vale, Sunderland. Sunderland have only scored 8 away goals in the Premier League this season. They won away from home against Oxford in the last round 1-0. Port Vale have had 3 1-0 wins in the FA Cup at home to get to this stage. I think we're going to get a pretty poor game, actually. Maybe some of them might sneak it 1-0. I'm just not seeing many goals because the pitch is not going to allow it. A friend of mine, a Luton fan, was there last week. He described it as a pitch not even fit for a cow to graze on. There was hardly any grass. Yeah, terrible pitch, this. So that is, you can get even money nearly on under 2.5 goals here. I think that's a really good chance of cashing.
All right. Great explanation and breakdown. One more Sunday. You're giving us a double? Giving us a parlay with Leeds and Norwich City?
Yeah, over 2.5 goals in both matches. I just think there's a really good chance of exactly 3 goals in both of these. So I don't want to play any higher goal lines. But all 4 teams involved have, in the 2 previous rounds of the FA Cup, their respective fixtures have gone over 2.5 goals. Both teams score, yes. In the terms of Leeds and Norwich, I think it's a cup match is a nice distraction from the pressures of the league. The shackles are off, as we say over here. So I think both teams will go at it. Norwich are in good form, so they'll be confident. And I think Leeds will be really pleased not to be involved in this relegation battle, which is stressing out all the fans and everything. And then Fulham, Southampton. I mean, Southampton, I mentioned them last week. They are starting to really fire. They've scored a lot of goals recently, Southampton. It's 15 goals in 5 games for them. And Fulham, 7 of their last 8 matches have gone over 2.5 goals. So nice double there. Plus 150 on both matches to contain over 2.5 goals.
Yep, English Championship League, the league below the Premier League Saturday. We have to do this again, right? We got to play against Sheffield Wednesday. Lost 12 in a row. Only have 9 of them to 0. Haven't scored, and only 1 win on the season. How are you going to attack Derby County?
Same thing again. I think we've got to attack this minus 1.5 handicap on Derby. Sheffield Wednesday, like you say, 12 losses in a row, 7 of those by 2 goals or more. Derby beat them 3-0 away from home in December. And Derby, their last 3 wins have been by 2-goal margin or more. And they're fighting for the playoffs as well. They need to get the win to get in the playoffs, a bit similar to Southampton last week, where a good goal difference would help them. So there's no real... I mean, obviously you want to win the match first and foremost, but if they could get a big score and rack up a big win, then it would really help Derby County. And Sheffield Wednesday, they're just a gone, fallen force. And it's about respectability, I suppose. But everyone keeps bashing them up, Paulie. So, if the handicap's 2.5, okay, maybe we don't get involved. But it's -1.5 still. So we've got to keep betting on it, haven't we?
You got it, no doubt. How about one AC Milan over in La Liga?
Yeah, I'll give you this. In Italy Serie A, the two top teams meet. And, this is a really spicy game at one of the most famous stadiums in the whole of soccer, San Siro. It's getting demolished in a few years' time. So if you want to visit there, go in the next 2 or 3 years. But I really like over 2.5 goals. Two teams absolutely hate each other. Massive rivalry. And AC Milan have to win. It's as simple as that. If they've got any chance of winning this title, they have to beat Inter here, which means we're going to get a really open game. Inter score a lot of goals. They scored 20 goals in their last 6 league games. So they've got more than enough firepower to take advantage if it's an open game. So I think we could see a crazy score, actually, something like 3-2 either way. Not sure who's going to win it. It'd be nice to see AC Milan win it to keep the title race alive. But I couldn't believe you could get nearly even money on over 2.5 goals here. I make this about -150.
Hey, Steve, is our buddy Nigel Seeley doing all right? I know that he was in Dubai when everything happened over the weekend, and I think this week. Is he still stuck there?
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, he's still out there, unfortunately. It's going to be difficult for him to get back home at this moment. But all we can do is just hope he gets on one of these flights as soon as possible back to the UK. It's obviously a very difficult situation for anyone stuck out there at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't really want to bother him and reach out and say, hey, buddy, everything okay? When you're going through that. So, okay, thanks for the update. And obviously, we hope that everything's going to be okay with him as well, trying to get back home. Meat Man, we love talking to you. Great analysis as always. Thanks so much for the time. Best of luck this week.
Thanks, guys. I'll pass down to Nigel if I can. You take care, and I'll see you next time.
Sounds good. There you go. Follow him on X at Meatman Soccer, Because We Win podcasts, and also the Because Betting Weekly Studios as well.
Cows can't even graze on it.
That was a good line.
Bad.
Yeah.
This Tottenham thing's crazy. Oh, man.
See, we have to have relegation in American sports.
Yep. I got to hear from Tottenham supporters. I mean, this is diabolical. To be sent down?
Uh-huh.
Can you imagine?
What was the number before the season started?
Oh, no idea. I'm sure sky high. This is now, they're tied with West Ham now, plus 160 as I mentioned. So, as he mentioned. So, 11 straight unders in the Missouri Valley. That total was 143, bet down to 135, and came back up to 141, 67-63. Indiana State Valpo ready to go was 142.5. It got down to 136. It's back up to 141. Evansville, Northern Iowa, opened 133. It's down to 126.5. It hasn't moved for a couple hours.
So
Jimmy Crack Corn, I don't care, but they keep coming in with these unders.
Yeah.
That is 18-5 the last 2 years of the Valley tournament.
Crazy. First half as well?
Yeah, that's probably a better way to attack it because you don't have to worry about the nonsense at the end with the fouls.
Right. It did get hairy there at the end.
It did. They missed some free throws, and certainly they score. It goes to overtime too.
Yeah. All right, we're going to get to our best bets coming up next. We'll recap last night's action, tell you what we've added to the old portfolio with in-pocket plays on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-566-3062. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-566-3062. That's 800-566-3062.
Tax Relief Advocates. People.
Experience the ultimate pool and watch party at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens, owner and chief executive officer of Circa Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to Stadium Swim, your year-round destination for non-stop fun. With 3 levels, 6 pools, and a massive 143-foot screen, catch every game, every season. It's the place to be in Las Vegas. Soak up the sun and party all night, 365 days a year at Stadium Swim. Secure your spot now at CircaLasVegas.com.
Your favorite VSiN shows and personalities are now available to download as podcasts. Catch every hour of our live broadcast with VSiN Best Bets, or find your go-to show and download it directly. Get instant reactions to last night's games, sharp analysis on today's biggest matchups, and everything in between. Whether you're commuting, working out, or just catching up, VSiN lets you take the action with you wherever and whenever you want. Search VSiN on your favorite podcast platform and get in on the action with VSiN, the sports betting network. A numbers game with Gil Alexander.
Now, that brings us to American League MVP. I expect Seattle to be good. Just Julio Rodriguez, 25 years old still. He's in the prime of the prime. Puts up stats every year. I just feel like he has slow starts, and that prevents him from really being in the discussion in earnest many of these years. This is the year where I'm saying he's going to start quick. This is the year where I think that 13-1 will crash.
Download a Numbers Game podcast and other VSiN shows wherever you listen to podcasts. Check out Stormy and JVT on Money Moves, only on VSiN.
Reeled off 5 straight wins, including beating the freaking Colorado Avalanche last night. Let's go.
5.5 is, of course, as we always say, the dead number. Every time we say it, an angel gets its wings.
They'll take you on a fun, fast-paced journey, weaving in everything you need to know to make an educated bet, while also not shying away from the excitement of a same-game parlay sweat. Money Moves, weekdays at 2 p.m. Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the sports betting network.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Thursday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio, the United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 53 for your Youngstown Phantoms. Tonight, they take on the Madison Capitols. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms were last in action on Saturday up at the Resch Center in Green Bay, a 5-3 victory for the Gamblers. Phantoms did have a 2-0 lead in this game at 5:50 of the first. Jakob Hesch on the power play, his 10th of the season. Carter Murphy and Lenny Boos with the assists. And then at 6:48 was Ryan Rusinski. Highlight reel goal for the captain, 24th of the season. Braden Thompson with the assist. And as I said, Youngstown led 2-0, but then 4 straight for the Gamblers at 7:33. Gunnar Conboy, an even strength goal, his 11th of the season. 15:52, Gavin Katz, his 24th of the season, a power play goal for the Gamblers. We're tied at 2 at the end of the first. Phantoms take a major penalty 55 seconds into the second. Elliot Gully, his 18th at 1:44, and then Gavin Katz, second of the game, 25th of the season at 4:17. Gave Green Bay a 4-2 lead. Phantoms get a power play goal of their own at 6:40. Cooper Simpson's 30th of the season. Jack Wilson and Ryan Rusinski with the helpers. Phantoms trail 4-3 at the end of the second. could not get any closer, and Zach Wooten scores on the empty net with about 8 seconds left in regulation to give Green Bay the 5-3 win. Tobias Strable took the loss. He stopped 16 out of 20. Leo Enriquez got the win. He stopped 35 out of 38. Phantom power play was 2 for 7. Green Bay power play was 3 for 5. Going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at tonight's Scratch Report as well as the starting lineups. You were listening to the pregame show here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put the ring looking like that. Yeah, it's selfish. I think it's selfish to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash. Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood locations to have this car looking shiny key.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games await for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game. McDavid for the net. Score! Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the pregame show. Let's take a look at tonight's Scratch Report, beginning with the visiting Madison Capitols. You can scratch number 2, Austin Moline, number 9, Roman Buckberger, and number 25, Sammy Smith. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 2, Mate Tepley, number 19, Alexander Svitov, number 23, Matusz Kaharchik, and number 36, Braden Thompson. That was the Scratch Report. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, beginning with the visiting Madison Capitols, who entered tonight's game with a 27-21 0-3 record. Their 57 points put them in 6th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Toronto, Ontario, committed to Harvard, number 10, Michael Tang. At center out of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, committed to Providence College, number 11, Stephen Cover. At right wing out of Edina, Minnesota, committed to the University of Minnesota, number 18, Jackson Nevers. On defense out of Rogers, Minnesota, committed to Western Michigan, number 3, Nolan Gertis. And also on defense out of Madison, Wisconsin, committed to the University of Wisconsin, number 15, Harper Frey. In net out of Andover, Minnesota, committed to Quinnipiac, number 1, Cash Cruitt. Cruitt enters tonight's game with a 3-5-0-0 record, a 3.41 goals against average, and a .863 save percentage. The Capitals are coached by Andy Brandt. The associate head coach is Tom Gilbert. They are assisted by Dominic Zombo. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who entered tonight's game with a 36-12-3-1 record. Their 76 points put them in 1st place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, committed to Ohio State, number 10, Evan Jardine. At center from Rolling Meadows, Illinois, committed to Michigan State, number 17, Jack Hextall. At right wing, out of Forest Lake, Minnesota, committed to Maine, number 91, Malachi McKinnon. On defense, out of Montgomery, Minnesota, committed to Augustana, number 4, Ryan White-Rabbit. Also on defense, out of Youngstown, Ohio, committed to Miami, number 12, Cal Houston. In net, out of Czechia, committed to UMass, number 79, Tobias Trebel. Trebel enters tonight's game with a 24-8-3-0 record, a 2.18 goals against average, a .916 save percentage, and 3 shutouts on the season. The Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by their chief of staff, Redmond Brow, and their director of player development, Cal Kafuk. Equipment manager Andrew Rush, athletic trainer Amber Martinelli, goaltending coach Neil Conway, strength and conditioning coach Tommy Malloy, and the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Sean Cornock and Cameron Giancarlo. The linesmen will be Colin Lightfoot and Joseph Rubino. Just about 5 minutes remaining here at the arena before starting lineups and national anthem, so we're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms Hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier. Then make sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. Yes, I'm in the zone. Dreaming about the things that we could be.
Capitols makes the save. Rebound to the weak side. In front.
I need a one dance. And then we start to dance, and I'm singing like.
The steal. Ben Simpson. Toe drag. Simpson in. Tucks it home. He scores!
Duh. I want you to be happier. Because I'm happy.
Right circle for Simpson. Ripped across. Hextall. Shot. Score!
Hey, Dad. Your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad. Your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute?
When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you.
You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, class, let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I rescued my little brother from an evil slug king who was guarding him at the bush fortress. And my sister and I brought him back to our super twig fort for safety. And then we all laid out and told stories until it got dark. And the Big Dipper led us all the way home.
Wow. Awesome. Where were you, Jill?
Yeah. We went to the forest. It's not that far away. Anyone want to come this weekend?
Ask your parents to take you and your friends to the forest this week and find the fun, adventurous you. It's closer than you think. Check out discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
A wonderful rendition of our national anthem here on a Thursday night in Youngstown. Welcome back into the broadcast booth. Ladies and gentlemen, voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Capitals and Phantoms getting ready to kick off this 3-in-3 weekend. Phantoms and Caps split a pair. 9 weeks ago up in Madison, a 5-2 Phantom victory followed by a 3-2 overtime win for the Capitals. Can remember that overtime loss for Youngstown. Phantoms just had nothing going all game long, but Cooper Simpson, a pair of goals, put Youngstown on his back all weekend, had 4 goals between the two games. Forced overtime, Madison ended up getting the bonus point. Right now you can roll for initiative as this one here tonight is underway. Caps control the draw. They'll chip it up toward the Youngstown line. Grabbed by Hextall, sent over to Houston. Banked out to the red line for McKinnon. Touched behind him to Jardine. Jards across the White Rabbit. A shot. Cruitt with the save. Rebound. Poked behind the net. Slides over into the right wing corner. Chipped up the wall by the Caps, and Tang will ice the puck. White Rabbit down to draw the whistle. 23 seconds into the first period. First period presented by our friends at Safehold. Faceoff will be to the left of Cash Cruitt. Be Hextall to take the draw. Faceoff one into the corner by the Caps. Fry slides it over to Gertis. Back toward the far side, banks up to the line. Tang will send it off the dasher to the line. Jardine held the zone for a moment, taken right back by the Caps, and they will clear through center. Fired into the zone by Nevers. Madison will start a line change. Trable fires it up the far wall, past the stick of McKinnon. This will go for icing on Youngstown. So now face off down into the defensive zone for the Phantoms. There you see Tobias Trable, 24, 8-3 on the season. The top goaltenders in the USHL, top rookie goaltender in the USHL, and in my estimation, rookie of the year here in the USHL as well. Of course, voting for the postseason award is going to be opening up here soon for the general managers as the puck is down, controlled by the Caps. Walking the line and firing wide was Kawaja. I don't know if Trable ever saw it. Youngstown to the rebound, and White Rabbit chipped it out to McKinnon. He'll skate across the red line, working into the zone. One hand on his stick, getting hooked from behind the whole way by Butella. Able to get it below the goal line. Phantoms at least able to get a pair of fresh defensemen on the ice as Madison back on the attack. It is Ryder with a low shot that was blocked. Came hard off the animal right to the edge of the blue paint, and Trable will throw the trapper on top of it. Choppy start to this one, looking for our third faceoff here in the opening 1:13. Draw will be to the right of Trable. Rusinski on to take the draw against Gustav Zgriva. Draw one by Rusinski, stolen away by Doshan, and he put it right through the blue paint. Not a shot on net, however. Rebound to Simpson, off the end wall to Wilson. Middle of the zone for Boos, and Lenny backhands it toward the line. Hooks up with Simpson. Cooper in, shot saved by Cruitt. Rebound poked right past Simpson. Boos up the wall to Rusinski, taken to the boards by Grieva. Boos digging at it, but the loose puck poked out to center by Madison. Gathered in by Murphy, slid over to Wilson, across to Rusinski. Cap into the zone down the right side. Long distance shot from the top of the circle, pinned to that Madison Capitals logo by Cash Cruitt. And we will have yet another face-off. Slow start to this one, the opening 1:45. Shots 3-0 in favor of Youngstown. It'll be Hesh on to take the draw against Zorala. Draw controlled by Madison. Gertis over to the right corner for Fry. Up the wall to Prudhomme and out to center. Stripped to the puck from behind by Hesh. Danced around one and dropped it back for Hamilton. Jack snaps ahead of the red line. Coming into the zone is Hesh. Used the defenseman for a screen. That was Fry. Got the shot away, but caught the end glass. Hesh to his own rebound. Up to the right point for Berard. Brody skate to stick. Fired into the circle. Just missed the side of the net. Zemlichka had his stick tied up. Couldn't get it free. Hamilton with a quick half slapper one-timer. Got it on the net. Pad save by Cruitt, and the rebound slid out to center by the Caps. Phantoms touch up, and they'll get in on the forecheck after making a slight adjustment to the lines. Fired ahead, and coming into the zone is Nevers. His shot wide of the cage. Rebound thrown toward the net by Cover, but wide of the cage. Orlowski pokes it out to center, pinballing around. Makes it to the officials' crease and swept into the Madison end by Orlowski. Cruitt plays it over to the right side for Stout. Back around to the left side for Kawaja. Up to the line. Anderson couldn't hold the zone. Came to Cover. Sent ahead to the red line looking for Nevers. Bounced back to Miller. Regathered by Nevers toward his own line. Drops it back to Stout. Now over to Jet Kawaja. Gave it ahead to Cover off a body. Thought that one hit a man on the Phantoms bench, but Madison denied the zone once more. Tang picks it up at the official's crease and fires it in. Treble stops it behind the cage, slips it to the left corner for Houston. Cal in front of the cages to the skates of White Rabbit. Has to spin away from the forecheck of Max Ryder over to Houston. Banked ahead to Hextall. Jack into the zone. Drop back center point. Only one there was Ryder, but he couldn't corral it cleanly. It comes to Jardine. Fired over to the right point looking for Houston, but the pass beyond his reach and skated out to the red line by Capel. He'll play it deep. Behind the cage, it's Murphy. Up the near wall, taken away by Capel. Back below the goal line, skated into by Hextall. Danced nicely around Ryder. Over to Houston, out to McKinnon. Fired down the ice looking for Murphy. And they're going to wave off icing. They're going to say that Brooks could have played that. And here Brooks has it taken away by Hextall's centering feed, but there to cut it off was Capel. Puck back out to center, stolen by McKinnon. Right back on the attack are the Phantoms. Jardine with a shot that got blocked. Trickled toward the cage before it was skated into by the Capitals and played out to the neutral zone. Wilson, little bobble, but able to work it ahead to Murphy at the red line. Fired into the zone. Cruitt to the left wing corner, swept up the wall, stolen by Hextall. Tried to force it to the point to Murphy, but taken away by Gustavs Griva and played below the goal line. Picked up there by McKinnon, trying to work the cycle with Jardine. Big scrum of humanity there along the end wall. Pulled out of that scrum by Hextall. Jack spun off the check of Baird Guidos up to McKinnon. Left point, Murphy. Trying to dance away from Riards. Griva shot away, got the puck back. Murphy turning, firing through the blue paint. Hextall unable to touch it home. To the left side, Boost kept it in the zone. Behind the cage to Hextall. Back to Boost, right corner. Phantoms trying to change behind the play. Up to the right point, kept in the zone by Boost as Hextall was out to center. Now Madison up ahead. Pitsley into the zone, fought his way past the check of Berard, left wing corner, centering feed, looking for a man. Joining the rush, that was Snee. It would not go. Now the puck hops over Snee's stick, goes below the goal. Looking for it was Varala. Worked it over to Snee. Tried to feed the left point for Gertis. Puck hopped over his stick and down into the Capital zone. Gertis back for it. Ahead of the line, poked into the zone by Prudhomme. Hamilton got there first. Pitchforked it around the wall. Boost chipped it up to the left point. Kept in the zone by Varala. Played below the goal line, and Snee will poke it up the left half while Rusinski got there first. Sent it out to center. Passed a couple of Madison sticks. Not enough steam on it for icing as Fry is back for it into his own zone, trying to get away from the forecheck of Simpson. Up the wall to Prudhomme. Prudhomme trying to get away from Ryan Rusinski. Couldn't do it. Puck loose in the slot as Phantoms converged on the man with the puck, and somebody's stick went flying. I think that was Cooper Simpson's twig. Phantoms able to get it back out to center. Grabbed by Berard. Out to the neutral zone, right to the stick of Stout, however. D over to Kawaja. And into the zone comes Doshan. Chipped it behind the cage. Round to the left side into the left point. Over to Stout. His shot was blocked by Rusinski. Ahead to Sasaki, but he couldn't split the defense and get down on the rush. Back on the attack are the Capitals. Shot wide of the cage off the stick of Nevers. Puck to the right corner, popped off the end wall. Zemlichka poked it to the line, kept by Kuwasia. Over to Stout, his low shot, looking for the tip in front. Cover was there on the weak side, but passed his stick unmolested. Now a quick one-timer, they score. Eero Butella, recently acquired by the Capitals from the Fargo Force. Gets his first as a Capital and gets Madison on the board with their first shot of the game. For Butella, his 10th goal of the season. And Madison has a 1-0 lead. Time of the goal, 6:59. Phantoms had really dominated the first opening 6 minutes, but here, first really any kind of offensive pressure the Capitals get, and it ends up in the back of the Phantoms' net. Back to live action, Anderson chips it to the end wall. Up the right wall, grabbed by Orlowski. Jesse below the goal line, centering feed looking for Miller, broken up by the Capitals. Played over to the far wall, to the line, kept by Orlowski, but as he tried to dump it down deep, it hit a shin and ricocheted back into the Phantom zone. White Rabbit snaps it ahead to Orlowski, just inside the Madison blue line. Jesse walks that line, cycles down to Miller. Pass Anderson around to the left wing corner. Murphy hustling in to try to keep the play alive. Couldn't get it away from Gertis as it's off a body and out of play, and we will have our media timeout. At least we should. Nope, we're going to keep it here. Face-off won by Hextall. Jardine to Hextall. Shot missed the cage. Rebound to the weak side. Poked out to the neutral zone by Madison. 2-on-1 developing. Coming down the left side is Pitsley. Fired across. Toe drag and a shot by Gertis. That was blocked by the Phantoms. Puck still alive. Fry behind the cage. To Riards Grieva. Over to Pitsley. Up to the left point for Fry. To Gustavs. Down into the left corner. Murphy took his man, but the puck came to Pitsley. Grabbed by Wilson, picked his pocket, now to Jardine. Jard danced around one check, got it ahead to the line, was looking for Hextall. But they're going to say Jardine was short of the red line on that pass. It did not click, and Youngstown guilty of an icing violation. 11:32 left in the first. Madison, when they score first on the year, 12-4-0-2. Just 18 games out of the close to 50 that they've played. In fact, out of the 51 that they've played, have the Capitals scored first. Face-off to the right of Trable. Face-off controlled by the Caps. Up to the left point for a shot that was blocked along the way. Centering feed looking for Varala out of the corner. That would not go. Kuwasia holds his own. Shot from the right half wall off the stick of Snee. Gloved and held by Trable. Now we will have that media timeout. 11:19 left in the first. 1-0 Madison. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Gavelli Center, 11:19 left in the first. Madison leads 1-0. 10th goal of the season for Eero Butella. Face off to the left of Trable. It'll be Rusinski to take the draw against Varala. Face off won by Rusinski to White Rabbit. Ryan up the near wall. Pinched off by Snee, and look out, almost hit the dasher there by the edge of the bench. Got his head out of the way just in time. This puck back into the Phantom zone. Simpson over to Hamilton near side, out to center for Rusinski. Rue across the red line, fired it on the cage from the neutral. Right to the chest of Cruitt, who will hold. Face off to the right of Cruitt. Rusinski will take the draw against Kofer this time. And Caps will get kicked out of the circle. Nevers will step in to take the draw for Madison. Face-off controlled by the Phantoms. Simpson fed it behind the cage, but Boos was in front, so it'll be Kowasia with the puck trying to get away from Boos. And Lenny picked his pocket at least for a moment, worked it to Rusinski up to the left point for Hamilton. D to White Rabbit, cycled back down low behind the cage. Kowasia reaching for it, as is Rusinski. Loose at the side of the net, grabbed by Nevers, worked up the wall, over the glass and out of play. 10:38 now left in this first period. And again, 1-0 Madison. Capitals scoring on their first shot on goal, which I feel like has happened to Youngstown at least 3 or 4 times this year. Face off to the right of Cruitt. Rusinski to take the draw. And Rue won the draw to Simpson. Lost his footing trying to get the one-timer away, and will be taken away by the Caps. Coming into the zone and feeding it across, looking for Tang. His backhander wide of the cage. Down on the play is Booth. Quickly back up to his feet as the puck into the right wing corner. Adams ripped his man down. Probably should have been a hold, but play continues. Quickly into the circle for one timer by Nevers. Stopped by Trable. Out to the left point for a shot off the stick of Gertis. That was blocked. Got his own rebound. Toe drag shot. Ripped it past the cage. Rebound bounced out in front. Carried to the corner by Booth. Sent up the far wall. Line was held by Nevers. Back to Tang. Across over to the right side for Fry. Toe drag shot. Blocked to the netting by Lenny Boos. Ten minutes exactly left in this first period. Another good offensive shift for Madison. Phantoms lead the shot counter 7-4, but Capitals, that 1-0 lead. And Madison controls the draw. He'll feed it down low behind the cage for Ryder. He'll come far corner. Trying to cut to the middle. Puck stolen by Miller and poked out to center. Trying to work it past Baird Gaios, who rolled into the right wing corner. Brooks the first one to it. Back over to Baird Gaios near side. Up the wall to Butella and sent down the ice, and this will be icing on the Madison Capitals as the pass did not connect with Max Ryder. 9:34 left in the first. We owe you another media timeout. Looks like we had an inadvertent icing whistle. They're going to bring the faceoff out to center. Anderson wins the draw cleanly to Murphy. Carter across the red line into the zone right down the middle. Shot blocked right in front. Actually ended up getting on net and a pad save by Cruitt. Somebody got a lot of that shot there for Madison. The puck now in the left wing corner. Miller and Anderson both battling for it. Puck pulled out of the scrum by the Capitals. They'll lift it out to center, bouncing down the near wall. Grabbed by Wilson. His exit pass blocked and rolled into the right wing corner. Murphy got there first. Took a bump from Ryder. Now Ryder took the puck from him. Tried to center. Great defensive play there by Logan Anderson to deny the centering feed. Worked it to Murphy. Now left corner for Wilson. Phantom's going to start a line change for the forwards as Wilson banked it ahead looking for Orlowski. Jesse offside on the play, and we'll have that immediate timeout. 8:49 left in the first. 1-0 Madison. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center. 8:49 left in the first. Madison with the 1-0 lead. Arrow Butella. 10th goal of the season came at 6:59, getting the Capitals on the board. Faceoff will be to the right of Tobias Trabel. Defensive zone draw for Youngstown Hextall to take the draw against Gustavs Griva. Capitals win the draw. Stout left corner, centering feed, popped up in the air off the stick of White Rabbit, came to Hextall. He'll bank it out to center. McKinnon couldn't skate into it. It's grabbed by Coasia, sent back to the line for Gustavs, and he will chip it to the right wing corner. Pitsley trying to get on his horse to get down there. White Rabbit cut him off at the pass. Puck pulled out of the scrum, however, by Doshan. Up to the left point. Stout shot is blocked by Jardine. Puck out to center. Coasia hustling back for it. Pulls up inside his own zone, fires ahead up the near side. Puck stolen by Hextall. Couldn't work it to McKinnon. It rolled over to Doshan. Taken away in the officials' crease. Youngstown enters the zone. Jardine to Hextall. Back to Jardine in the right corner. Jard's looking for help. Sends it to the line for Houston. Cal through a couple of checks. Whips it across to Hextall for a shot. Cruitt with the save, and he holds. Phantoms will change up the forward unit. 7:58 left in the first. Face-off will be to the right of Cash Cruitt. It'll be Rusinski to take the draw against Varala. Rusinski wins the draw. Poked to the line for Houston. Chipped into the corner looking for Boos. Hopped off his stick. Worked up the wall by Madison. Snee back behind the cage for Gertis. It's the right side for Prudhomme. Back to the middle of the ice for Fry. Gains the red line. And chips it into the Phantom zone. Trabel to the skates of Houston. Couldn't find it. Puck grabbed by Varala. Carries the top of the right circle and cycles it down low. Houston got the first stick on it as he battles against Snee. Trying to work his way up the right side. Got it to Simpson. Took a high hit from Prudhomme. And then took another cross check under the watchful eyes of the official, who said, hey, that's enough, as a shot from the high slot goes high off the end glass for the Caps. Rebound to Houston. Banks it off the near window and out to center. Puck grabbed by the Capitals, and skating into the zone is Gertis. Trying to cut to the middle. Lost the puck in the left circle. Came to Nevers. Bumped it down low to Cover. To Adams. Banked it off a skate and to Logan Anderson. Battling against Tang. Got it to Miller. Back to Anderson. Fired back around to Houston. Skate to stick, left corner. Fired ahead to the line looking for Orlowski, but could not get a touch on it. And icing will be called on Youngstown. 6:41 left in the first. Face-off will be to the right of Trabel. Anderson to take the draw against Cover after the icing whistle. Face-off went cleanly by Anderson into the slot. Adams able to work it over to Miller. Sean retreats, now feeds it back to Houston. Cal to Adams, who took a heavy bump from Nevers and turned it over to Tang in the neutral zone. Phantom's going to start a line change behind the play while Miller gets in on the forecheck. Barrett Gaios bumped off the puck by Miller. Puck still tangled behind the Capitals net. They worked it free to the right circle. Tang just going to turn and fire it off the back of a Phantom and out to center. Rolled just across the Phantom blue line, picked up by Murphy, fed ahead to Hextall. Jack into the zone, cuts to the right circle. Spins below the hashes, feeds the corner for Miller. Sean tried to turn and cycle, had his pocket picked, and sent down into the Phantom zone. Ryder was applying the pressure there, but Murphy able to hold him off. Now to Hextall, ahead to the line for Jardine, and now McKinnon bobbled it and had to regather to fire it into the zone. Kawaja left wing corner, ducked under the check of Hextall, but still able to work the puck out to center. Grabbed to the red line by Hamilton, played back across to McKinnon. Phantoms touch up and get in on the forecheck. At least they tried to, as the puck hit a stanchion in the corner, came into the bottom of the right circle for Stout. Clear up to the line, kept by Berard. His low shot on the cage, blocked away by Cruitt. Rebound pumped on the net, and that is swallowed up by Cash Cruitt as well with 5:21 left in the first. Line changes for both sides. Andy Brandt looking for career win 100, sends out the Gustavs Grieva line, who'll be opposed by the opposite 28, Jakob Hesch. Heschy had the opening goal for Youngstown Saturday in Green Bay, and here he wins the faceoff to the point. Hamilton shot right to the belly of Cruitt, who holds. 5:16 left in the first. Shots now 11-4 in favor of Youngstown. Phantom still looking for that first marker. Draw to the right of Cruitt again. One by Hesch. Center point. Berard came near side. Put it into the corner. Only one there was Gustavs. Up the wall to Riards and across to Fry, who fired it into the Phantom zone. Settles down on the back of the cage. Pitsley battling for it. Berard able to work it free, but had taken away by Gustavs. Over to Pitsley, back to Gustavs. To the right circle for a shot by Gertis. That is gloved and held by Trable. 4:50 left in the first. Faceoff will be to the left of Trable. Line change for both sides again. As it'll be Capel to take the faceoff against Rusinski. Rusinski with the faceoff win, poked out of danger by Houston and out to center for Boos. Lenny across the red line. Got it to Simpson, but Cooper couldn't take the pass cleanly. Taken away by Fry along the right wall. Worked free of the scrum. Slid behind the cage for Gertis. Faked left, went right, and up the near side. Capitals fired back across to Fry, gains the red line, and chips it into the Youngstown zone. Rolls behind the cage, White Rabbit. Poked it over to Houston, and now Simpson. Up the far wall for Rusinski, out to center, looking for Boost. Not enough steam on it for icing. Barrett Gaios going to have to play it. Carries around the cage to the far side, out to center for Ryder. Ran into Sean Miller and lost the puck. It bounced right to Barrett Gaios. Barrett Gaios out to center, trying to get it up to Varala. Houston got on the way of that, worked it to Miller, and Sean will fire deep. Cruitt out of his net to play it around to the left corner. Lifted out to center. No, not lifted out to center. Lifted out of play by the Capitals. 3:47 left in the first. As that was Dexter Brooks under heavy forecheck from, I believe it was Sean Miller. Faceoff will be to the right of Cruitt, who has stopped 10 out of 10 here in the first period. Anderson to take the draw against Varala. Anderson with a clean faceoff win to Arlovsky. His shot is blocked and out to center. Murphy back for it. D over to Wilson near side ahead off of Miller and into the zone. Trailing linesman had signaled icing, but clearly deflected in by Miller as they battle behind the cage. Worked up to the left point, kept by Wilson, across to Murphy. One-timer off the heel of his stick and wide. Caps to the rebound. They'll send it up the far side, and Prudhomme will bounce out to center. Off the skate of Varela, but it bounced to Brooks. Played to the Youngstown line. Bounces to Murphy in front of his cage. And Carter spins away from Prudhomme and sends it out to center off of Orlowski. And they're going to call him for icing. Thought Jesse was standing right on the red line in that puck. I mean, I could hear it hit off of Orlowski's skate from here. And that's what Jack Wilson is doing, is pointing to the skate and saying, you know, Orlowski tipped it. Linesman not having any of it. Face off to the right of Trable. Hextall to take the draw against Gustavs, who wins the draw. Back to Stout. Stout down the wall. Past Orlowski. His shot off the side of the cage. Came back to Stout behind the net. Kicked free of the scrum by Wilson up the wall to Orlowski. And Jesse banks it out to center. Phantoms denied the line, and Gustavs plays it across over to Kawaja. Into the zone right circle. Kawaja spins the goal line away from Jardine. Up to the line now, D over to Stout. Stout shot blocked by Orlowski. Jesse picks up the loose puck and lifts it out to center. Stout poked it away from Hextall. Jack trying to regather, bounced it back to Murphy. Fired ahead to the line for McKinnon. Behind him to Jardine. Tried to work it back, but stolen by Riards and couldn't clear. Phantoms work it back deep, but it rolled around to the right corner, and Madison able to work it up the far wall and out to center. White Rabbit almost ran into Hextall, and because of that mini collision, he lost the puck. Fired ahead into the zone for Cover. His shot blocked by Cal Houston. Fed it back in front, knocked away by Hextall. Nobody there for Madison anyway. Nevers holds the zone, plays it down behind the cage, but it's going to be picked up by Houston. The far side to McKinnon, now Hextall, and near side for Jardine. Jard's in the zone. Area pass looking for White Rabbit. Had his stick tangled by Gertis. Puck round to the right point. Capitals able to clear it out to center. Skating into it is Doshin. Doshin left corner battling with Houston. Worked up to left point to Fry. Point to point over to Gertis. His shot blocked by Rusinski. Trickles to the left corner. White Rabbit up the wall to McKinnon. Banked it past a man and down into the Capital zone. Fry couldn't clear. Stolen by Rusinski. Rue hesitates. Brings it around the cage near side. Behind the net for Simpson. Cooper up the wall, but didn't have enough steam on the pass to make it to Murphy at the right point, and Madison plays it back out to center. Phantoms regain. Boost. Shot. Pad save by Cruitt as Lenny used the defenseman as a screen there. Here it's stolen behind the net for a moment by Simpson, but couldn't center. Puck bounced to Gertis, who sends it out to center. Was looking for Butella. Taken away by Wilson. Jack up the wall to Simpson. Just turns and fires it down the ice. Does it have enough steam on for icing? No. Picked up by Baird Gaios. He'll carry around the cage to the near side as he's watched by Hesh. Works it to Brooks behind the cage. Brooks up the far side pass. Ryder. This one came to the side of the net, so no icing. Trable to White Rabbit to Houston, out to the neutral zone. Couldn't find his intended target. That was Sasaki. Now here it's picked up by Simpson. Lost the puck as he tried to handle across the top of the right circle. 22 seconds left in the first period. Into the zone comes Sasaki. Kaz behind him to Hesh. Couldn't walk through. Carried ahead by Brooks. Across to Snee. Fed it through the blue paint looking for the tip by Varala. It wouldn't go. To the left wall, Ryder to Snee. Fed it into the slot off of Varala, rolled to the side of the cage to Houston. Carried below the goal. Ryder stole it and fed it in front, grabbed by Zemlichka, and that is how the first period will conclude. 10th goal of the season for Aero Butella. Gives the Madison Capitals a 1-0 lead at the end of 20 minutes of play. Shots on goal for the game, 11-5 in favor of Youngstown. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have our first intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes to play, the Youngstown Phantoms trail the Madison Capitols 1-0. Shots on goal for the game 11-5 in favor of Youngstown, but it was the Capitals getting on the board with their first shot of the game at 6:59. It was Eero Butzela with his 10th of the season, first with the Madison Capitals, and this is his fourth game. Max Ryder and John Stout with the assists. No penalties in the first period, so no team has received a power play or had to kill off a penalty. Cash Cruitt has stopped 11 out of 11. Tobias Strebel has stopped 4 out of 5. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8533. 832.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So go.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Hey, you should clean your car. Nobody wants to put the ring look like that. Yeah, it's selfish. I think it's actually to head on over to Mr. Magic Car Wash. Everyone deserves Youngstown's most premier car wash. Head on over to Mr. Magic's 5 neighborhood locations to have this car looking shiny key.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the first intermission report. Capitals with a 1-0 lead. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. This is the only game in the USHL tonight. We will take a look at the Friday schedule at the second intermission. Right now we'll take a look at the college hockey scoreboard. The United Collegiate Hockey Cup, all of the unaffiliated schools getting together for something of a postseason tournament. Stonehill with a 3-0 win over Alaska Anchorage. Long Island and Lindenwood going to be getting underway shortly. Final weekend of regular season play in the Big Ten and Hockey East. Notre Dame with the 4-2 lead over Ohio State. 4 minutes left in the second period. Michigan State and Minnesota getting ready to start here probably in the next 10 minutes or so. First intermission in Happy Valley, Penn State leads Wisconsin 2-1. Second period just underway in Connecticut, and Yukon and New Hampshire are scoreless. End of the first period in Amherst, Boston College and UMass are scoreless. Final minute of the first period in Merrimack and UMass Lowell are tied at 1. Over to the NHL scoreboard. First intermission at Madison Square Garden, Maple Leafs and Rangers tied at 1. First intermission in Philadelphia, the Mammoth and the Flyers are scoreless. First intermission in Pittsburgh, Pens and Sabres are tied at 1. First intermission in Columbus, and the Blue Jackets lead the Panthers 1-0. Pair of games getting underway in the next 10 minutes. That'll be the Bruins and Predators in Nashville, Lightning and Jets in Winnipeg. 9 p.m. Eastern puck drop between the Senators and Flames. 9:30 puck drop between the Islanders and Kings. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and our first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, second period action between the Capitals and Phantoms here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
You got so much to do. It's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day. 'Cause it's fun. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the second period. Madison with the 1-0 lead. Hextall and Cover approach center ice. Roll for initiative, second period's underway. Hextall wins the draw to Jardine, to White Rabbit. D to Murphy, back over to White Rabbit. To center under the stick of Hextall, grabbed by Tang, dropped back for Fry out to center, and Cover took a big hit, and the puck rolled down to the Youngstown end, grabbed by Hextall to White Rabbit, out to the red line for Jardine. Couldn't redirect it into the zone past Fry, who will send it back out to center. Nevers fired it around the kick plate to the left corner. Murphy the first one there. Down low to White Rabbit as, hello, if you are joining us on Flow Hockey. You missed maybe the first opening 30 seconds of this second period as this one is redirected on the net by White Rabbit. Kicked out to the corner by Pruitt. Up the wall, Jardine, center point, White Rabbit to Wilson. His shot blocked, bounced to the left corner for Kawaja. Sent around for Stout. Up the wall, kept by White Rabbit. McKinnon. Right circle over to the wall, spins away from Cover, down low to Hextall. Jack around the cage on the near side. Fended in front off the pad of Pruitt, and it bounced to Tang over to Nevers. Gains the red line and chips it deep. Madison to a line change, 1:10 into this second period. 1-0 Capitals. Phantoms ahead off of Boos and into the attacking end. Sorry, that was Orlowski, not Boos. Anderson battling to keep it in the zone. He worked it to Orlowski. Jesse carries down low around the cage. Faked the wrap around. Brought it over to the hash marks far wall. Lost the puck to Ryder and Brooks, but the Capitals can't clear. Puck being battled for along the far wall. Pried off the boards by Ryder. Worked it over to Butella. Drop back for Baird Guidos. Fired into the zone for it. Came hard off the corner boards for Capel. Now out in front. Capel turning shot. Kicked out by Trable. Rebound sent up the near boards for Sean Miller like he took a hack or a slash, but play continues. Miller into the zone for Wilson. Jack turned, fired, redirected on the cage by Miller, but right to the chest of Pruitt,
When
who
your
holds.
internet slows down, your life slows down.
Orlowski and Brooks need to be separated at the edge of the blue
Introducing
paint.
fiber home internet from T-Mobile with the bandwidth you need
203
and
into
upload
this
speeds
second period,
that
just
won't
presented by
slow
number
down.
one Cochran.
With fiber, you'll be a step ahead. Really, really ahead.
Face off to the right of Pruitt. Gustavs to take the draw against Rusinski. Puck poked to the corner by the Capitals. Gertis around the cage to the near side. Up the middle off the skates of Doshin and down into the Youngstown zone. Berard picks it up in the left wing corner. Ripped it up the middle. Was looking for Rusinski, but this one misses everybody. In fact, just came through the blue paint. Pruitt did not touch it, so icing called on the Youngstown Phantoms. 17:39 left in the second. Phantoms and Capitals at the first of 3 this weekend. Game tomorrow, game Saturday. Great seats remaining for both those. 330-747-PUCK for tickets. 330-747-7825. Face-off controlled by the Caps. Gertis around to the right side. Looking for Gustavs, came up the wall to Fry, centering feed, looking for Doshin, broken up by the Phantoms and skated ahead by Simpson. Cooper stripped of the puck as he crossed the blue line. Now coming ahead with it is Pitsley into the zone one-on-one, poked away from him nicely by Brody Berard. Pitsley pinned to the corner boards by Rusinski, fed up the far side. Simpson there. Doshin got his stick on it, worked it to the right circle, now over to the left side for Gertis. Shot on the cage, kicked out by Trable, rebound over to the near point. Gertis couldn't work it, deep boost out to center, picked up by Gertis as Capitals trying to start a line change. Gertis floats it over to the far wall. Fry will work it around the kick plate, kind of dies behind the cage. Berard works it up the near wall, but the zone was kept by Madison. Bouncing around in the left circle, came to Rusinski in the slot. He will fire it around the net, picked up by Berard. He'll backhand it up the near side, bounced down by Simpson. Cooper could not gain the red line, but they aren't going to wave off the icing. Break there for the Phantoms. Zemlichka with the steal to Murphy, danced around one, lost it off the skates of Zemlichka, who didn't know the defenseman was behind it. Madison, mini 2-on-1 developing into the zone. They come in, a shot by Prudhomme off the corner glass and out to center. Kowasia poked it past Sasaki, but Zemlichka there to fire it back into the zone. Stout chipped it past Hesh. Looking for Prudhomme. Couldn't clear, bounce back to Stout. He'll go D-to-D over to Kowasia far side, and Jet will skate to center. Prudhomme danced around the check of Hesh, worked it over to Varela and into the zone. Trable up the far wall, skated into by White Rabbit. Ryan out to center for Sasaki. Ripped into the zone, Pruitt. Sent it left side for Kowasia. Snapped out to the neutral zone to Nevers. Nevers, right circle. Forced down low by Wilson. Nevers still with it left corner. Had it poked off his stick by Hextall. He regathered, worked it to the side of the cage for Tang, left corner. Tang lost the puck. Nevers fought through a couple of checks and fed it left point for Gertis. D-to-D over to Brooks. His shot wide of the cage. Rebound to Nevers, left hash. Bumped off the puck by Hextall, but worked it to Tang. Up the wall to Nevers, off of Tang. It bounced to Cover. To Nevers, left circle, into the corner. And now up to the point. Baird Giles had to go through his legs, trying to get it away from McKinnon. He was just able to hold him off and worked it to Brooks behind the net to Baird Giles and ripped out to center. Caps coming back ahead. It's Ryder. Across looking for Cover. Pass wouldn't go. Cover floated over to the left corner. Houston got there first. Couldn't keep it away from Gertis, however. Gertis, center point. Fry steps in, whips one toward the cage, hit bodies in the slot and went wide. Rebound to Boutella. He'll whip it wide of the net. Gertis pinching in to keep it alive for the Capitals. Into the left corner for Capel. Boutella worked it free. The scrum came to the side of the net, and Trable will throw the trapper on top of it. We'll have our media timeout. 14-19 left in the second. 1-0 Madison. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Life slows down. You fall a step behind. Introducing Fiber Home Internet from T-Mobile with the bandwidth you need and upload speeds that won't slow down. With fiber, you'll be a step ahead. Really, really ahead. T-Mobile Fiber, starting at just $55 a month with a 5-year price guarantee.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
$14-19 left in the second. Madison with a 1-0 lead. Face-off will be in the defensive zone for Youngstown to the right of Tobias Trebel, who has stopped 8 out of 9. It'll be Capel to take the draw against, I believe, Rusinski. Phantoms controlled the draw. It's Simpson. Out to center for Hamilton. Gained the red line and worked it deep. Gertis got there first up the near wall to Ryder. Turned it over to Rusinski. Rue in the slot, turning, firing shot was blocked. Boost to Simpson. Right point for Berard. Worked it side of the cage looking for Rusinski. Wedged off by Fry. Off the window, up the wall to Ryder. Danced around the check of Boost and got it as far as the neutral zone. One-handed on his stick. Got it over to Gertis into the attacking end. Pulls up at the right point. Worked it into the slot. Puck pinballing around, and Rusinski will skate it out of danger. Works it behind the net to Hamilton. Both teams starting a line change as Hamilton out to center off of Simpson. Rolls into the left wing corner. Stout throwing the reverse check on Orlowski. Puck still there in the left wing corner. Up the wall now, Kawaja tangles with Anderson. Orlowski worked it free to Miller. Down low to Anderson. Couldn't work his stick free as he was on his backhand. Puck below the goal line. Big hit by Orlowski on Riardsgriva, but the Capitals with the puck out the center. Now it's Brother Gustavs. Knocked off the puck by Murphy. And the puck back out to the neutral zone. Miller played it back into his own end to keep it away from the forecheck of Pitsley. To White Rabbit, spins away from Riardsgriva and left it for Miller along the far wall. Up to Murphy. Carter into the zone, but ran into his own man and lost the puck. Rolled to Kawaja, played ahead to the line for Riardsgriva. Knocked off the biscuit by Murphy, came to Hesh. And then Jakob taken to the far wall. Capitals going to get a pair of fresh defenders on here with 12:30 left in the second. They lead 1-0. Baird Gaios toward the cage, missed it wide. Rebound to the right hash marks. Pitsley down low. To Snee, up to the left point to Baird Gaios. His low shot. Trebel with the pad save. Rebound, they score! Madison at the side of the cage to fire home the rebound, and that's Ville Verara. For Verara, his 6th goal of the season, and Madison leads 2-0. Time of the goal, 7:49. Try to get a look at the replay here as Baird Giles fired it on the cage, and Trebel slow to get to the post, and Varala spun off his man and ripped it short side. Here it's Jardine to Houston, shot save, rebound poked wide of the cage by Hextall. So Capitals now lead 2-0, and back on the attack is Snee. Hit hard off the puck by Wilson, fed up the near side, grabbed by Jardine, and skated into by Wilson. Jack up the far side. Brooks with the puck as it squirted free into the Madison zone. Capitals fire it down the ice, no icing here. Phantoms out to center, pass picked off by Nevers. Into the middle for Tang, across weak side looking for Doshan, and his shot was fanned on. He might have had a third goal there for Madison. Puck off the side of the cage, bounce to Wilson. Feeds it to Houston behind the net. Over to Wilson, out to the Madison line for Hextall. He'll redirect it in, work it deep, head off for a line change. Fry behind the net to Gertis, out to center for Tang. Had it poked away from behind by Boost, and that was enough to throw off the zone entry for Madison. The Capitals are offside. 10:48 left in this second period. Now 2-0 Madison. Last game between the Phantoms and Capitals in this building was also a shutout. Caleb Heil shut the Phantoms out 1-0 on March 7th of last year. So almost 1 year ago to the day, as Rusinski wins the neutral zone draw. White Rabbit into the attacking zone down the left side, coming toward the cage. Got the shot away, but put it right through the blue paint, so not even a shot on net. As the net off its moorings, Nolan Gertis knocked into the cage. Take this opportunity to say hello to Voice of the Capitals, Drew Steele. Drew, hope you're doing well if you're tuning in tonight. This date in Phantoms history, also 1 year ago exactly today, was a 5-2 win over the Capitals for the Phantoms. Messick with a pair, Luke Osborne, Adam Bannock, and Brecken Smith all with tallies this day last year against Madison. Offensive zone draw won by the Phantoms. Murphy to Simpson. Right circle across. White Rabbit couldn't pull the trigger immediately, and that cost the Phantoms a goal. White Rabbit to the left point. Murphy shot. Cruitt a save, and he holds. Phantoms work that face-off play to perfection. Every single thing except the finish. As the pass to the weak side for White Rabbit, too much steam on it. Seemed like he'd lost his grip on his stick as he came crashing down to the weak post. And yeah, just a rocket of a pass for Cooper Simpson right off the tape of Ryan White Rabbit, who is absolutely going to see that one in his sleep tonight. Phantoms should have cut the lead in half right there. Rusinski wins the draw. Simpson, left point, White Rabbit, right point, Murphy. Pass was blocked and forced out to center. Murphy able to regather, waiting for a touch-up as Boost knocked off the puck. It rolled to Prudhomme. Skated past Simpson across the red line. He'll fire it deep. It's the right wing corner, picked up by Murphy. Spun it away from Snee, but taken back in the corner by the Capitals, who turn it right back over to Murphy. Rusinski lost his stick. He's trailing the play. Into the zone comes Simpson. Middle of the ice for Booza. Shot. Cruitt with the save, and he holds. Media timeout. 9:54 left in the second. 2-0 Madison. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
You got so much to do. It's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day. 'Cause it's fun all over the state. So come on. Great games wait for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 9:54 left in the second. 2-0 Madison. First period goal for Aero Butella. And here, Ville Varala. Getting a marker on a rebound here in the second period. Offensive zone draw for the Phantoms to the left of Pruitt. Gustavs Grieva to take the draw against Logan Anderson. Anderson with a clean face-off win to Murphy. His shot wide of the cage. To the left hash, Hamilton. Worked it over to the right corner. Only one there is Stout. Fanon, his clearing attempt picked off by Berard up to Orlowski, and his full slapper is blocked, and all the way down the ice it goes. Pitsley and Anderson battling for it, and Pitsley wins that race before Anderson rips him off the puck. Hamilton there battling against Doshin in the left corner of the Capital zone. Puck trickles behind the cage, and Berard is the only one there. Up the far wall to Miller. Sean back to Berard across the red line into the attacking end. Pass over to Orlowski, picked off by Gustavs Grieva, sent over near side for Stout. Snapped ahead, was looking for Nevers at the Youngstown line, but the puck is deflected into the meshing out of play by Brody Berard. 9:08 left in the second. Shots on goal for the game, 19-11 in favor of Youngstown, but it is the Madison Capitols with the 2-0 lead. Cash Pruitt playing very well. Phantoms have had a couple of good looks here in the period, including one that wasn't even a shot on net. As here Youngstown wins the neutral zone draw. Wilson over to Houston. Cal gains the red line, fires it to the left wing corner. Rolled up the wall to Hesh, worked down low to Sasaki. Kaz up the boards, lost the puck to Brooks. Carried it back in the corner, played it past Hesh to Nevers, and backhanded it to the line, and Cover will skate it through center. Coming near side, poked it into the Phantom zone. Houston skates into it. Fires it hard around the kick plate. Zemlichka touches it out to center. Hustling down after it is Sasaki. Kaz played it past Baird Giles, but couldn't get a shot away. Around the cage he comes. Sasaki tried to pass it across it. Came to Wilson and went out to center. Jack plays it back in. Phantoms are going to touch up and start a line change. Brooks behind his own cage. 8:15 left in the second. 2-0 Capitals. Fired ahead to the Youngstown line. Redirected in by Ryder. He'll skate into it. Dropped it off to the point. Phantoms play it ahead to Hextall into the attacking end. Sauced across to Houston. Cal shot looking for Jardine. It wouldn't go as Jards had the stick down at the edge of the blue paint to White Rabbit to Houston center point. Cal, his shot is blocked. Butella couldn't clear on the first or second effort, kept by Hextall and McKinnon. Spun over to the left point now. Butella will get it out to the neutral zone. Grabbed to the red line by Ryder. To the defenseman, Fry. Into the corner, picked off by Houston. Squirts behind the cage, Hextall. Worked it around the wall, far side for Jardine. Back to Hextall, couldn't clear past Butella. White Rabbit couldn't clear either. In front, Varala to Prudhomme. Couldn't get a shot away. Prudhomme still with it. Right hash marks, fitted through the blue paint. Came to the weak side, now up to the left point for Gertis. Gertis toe drag, shot, missed the cage. Jardine to the rebound, off the window and out to center. Gertis off the skates of Fry, it bounced to Snee. Into the zone, down the right side, poke to the right corner. Prudhomme touched it back to Snee, taken to the wall by White Rabbit. Fed up to the right point for Fry. Fry in, shot blocked in the slot, came to Jardine. Gloved it down, fired it out to center, was looking for Rusinski, and Rue does skate into it. Rue got loose, couldn't get a shot away. Great stick work there by Harper Fry. Over to Gertis, spun away from Boos. Over to the left side, Fry skating into it. Worked it up the wall. Caps can't clear. Simpson down the far wall, lost the puck to Varala, the most recent goal scorer. 6:20 left in the second, 2-0 Madison. Doshin worked it free, 2-on-1 developing. Doshin denied the zone. Great stick and back check by Jackson Adams. Through center comes Boos over to Simpson. Off his skates in the left wing corner. Boos gets his own pass. Back to Simpson. Worked up the wall to Adams. His shot to the glove of Pruitt, who holds. 6:02 left in the second. And again, 2-0 Madison. Face-off will be to the right of Cruitt. Currently pitching a 20-save shutout just past the halfway point of regulation. Gustavs Grieve with the face-off win. Kowasia out to center. Grabbed by Riards. Grieva and fired in the zone around to the left corner. Pitsley pinched off by a pair of Phantoms, and Youngstown will bring it back through center with Miller. Sean over to Murphy. Left circle shot was blocked wide of the cage. Rebound behind the net. Miller kicking to the right corner for Anderson. Logan cycled it back behind the net for Miller. Pinned to the boards by Kowasia. Centered for Orlowski. Couldn't get his shot away. Tried to feed it center point. Was looking for Hamilton. Picked off by Pitsley. Over to Stout into the zone in front. Pitsley is shot. Save. Trable rebound. Trying to maybe pass it to his brother. Gustavs to Riards. Would not click, and Youngstown able to get it back to center. Murphy backhands it wide of the cage. Brooks protects it away from Zemlichka. And now he'll just staple it to the kick plate with 5 minutes left in the second. 2-1 Madison. Or sorry, 2-0 Madison. Caps kick it free to Kowasia. Spins off of Sasaki, lost the puck to Zemlichka. For a moment, came back to Kowasia, knocked down by Hesh, but able from his knees to work it to Gustavs Grieva, who will send it over to Brother Riards, crosses the red line, and fires it deep. Berard got there first, trying to keep it away from Tang. Brody around the net to the far side to Zemlichka, just able to get it out to the neutral zone. Came to Baird Gaios in front of the Phantoms bench, played quickly back to the Youngstown line for Tang. He'll backhand it deep, comes off the end wall to Nevers at the near side of the cage. Left for Cover, but he's taken to the wall by Hamilton, sent up the boards, kept by Baird Gaios. Back behind the net, bounces off some skates and to Nevers. To Tang, top of the left circle. Retreats to the blue line, now played over to the left point for Baird Gaios. Down into the left corner for Nevers. Bodied up there by Berard, 3:50 left in the second, 2-0 Madison. Capitals going to start a line change here with the puck pinned to the left corner. Puck finally free of the scrum, comes behind the cage, and it's Ryder spinning away from a defender, still with it. Bottom of the left circle, Max Ryder, watched by Hamilton. Ryder still with it, steps out in front, turning, firing, Trable with the save, rebound, loose, poked off the side of the cage by a crashing Butella. Puck to the left corner. Ryder there ahead of Zemlichka, but Ricard picked his pocket, sent it around the kick plate to the far side. Fry hustling in to keep it in the zone, but Youngstown got there first, and coming ahead is Zemlichka. Into the zone, one-on-one with Gertis, pulls up, spins to the right corner. Up to the line to Houston, D-to-D, Wilson, shot, never got through, hit bodies in front, played over to the wall by Madison. Wilson down low to McKinnon. Malachi to Jardine, to Houston, center point to Wilson, left circle. Jack in, shot, glove save by Cruitt, and he holds. Phantoms need more of that, need more offensive zone pressure. Started the game well, but really ever since that first Madison goal, despite what the shot counter says, I think Madison's had the better of the play. Face off to the right of Cruitt. And Varala wins the draw. Kowasia off the window. Up to the point for Snee, who works it to center, but stolen from behind by Hextall. Back to Houston, D-to-D over to Wilson. Back across to Cal, and he'll bring it up the near wall into the zone. Cal pulls up at the hash marks, taken to the boards by Snee. Jardine and McKinnon both there trying to work that puck free for their defensemen. Came free for a moment, 2:20 left in the second. Caps work it free and out to center. Wilson unable to hold the zone. Jack quickly back to his own line, sauced it ahead to Hextall. Middle of the ice for Houston and into the zone for McKinnon. Malachi hit hard by Doshin, put it behind the cage. Croatia the first one there, but lost his footing. Turned it over to Jardine, tried to center for Hextall. Pass was blocked. Hextall in front, and I think McKinnon put it off the post, and Cruitt will then cover. McKinnon was fading away to the near post as the pass came out in front, and he reached back and tried to redirect it in. He got it past Cruitt, but put it right off that far post. So maybe a second goal that Youngstown should have had here in this period. 1:58 left in the second. 2-0 Capitals. It's the 6'5", 195 Quinnipiac commit, Cash Cruitt, standing very tall in the Madison crease right now. Face off to the right of Cruitt. Rusinski to take the draw against Gustav Griva. And it's Rusinski with the face-off win to Simpson. Cooper, left corner. Worked at center point for White Rabbit. Poked it over to Boos. Fan on his initial shot, went down to his knees, and then poked out to center by the Capitals. Hustling back to his own line for it is Murphy. Carter sauces it across to White Rabbit. Ahead for Boos, redirected into the zone. Cruitt will come behind the cage, has it hop over his stick. Simpson played it in front, bouncing around off the top of the cage. Comes the Boos, shot toward the cage, blocked by Griva. To the line for Murphy, poked away from him by Doshin and out to the neutral zone. Puck pinballing around at center. Griva works it past Murphy and to Doshin. Into the zone, top of the right circle. Centering feet off a Youngstown stick. Grabbed by Simpson and worked behind the net. Rusinski over to the right corner for it. He'll just pitchfork it up to the right point. Line was kept by Brooks. Dexter Brooks. Right goal line, wrap around attempt, wouldn't go. Up to the left point for Barrett Gaios. His low shot was blocked as we're less than a minute remaining in the period. 2-0 Madison. Puck down into the Madison zone. Phantoms trying to get some fresh bodies on the ice. Brooks out to center for Cover, over to the far wall for Nevers. Nevers danced around Murphy. Fed it down low looking for a crashing tang, but sticked away by Trable. Orlowski up to the line, kept by the Capitals, played to the right corner. Right point, Brooks, turning, firing, blocked in front, never got into Trable. Rebound at the top of the right circle. Miller will pitchfork it down into the Madison zone, not far enough for icing with 20 left in the period. Barrett Gaios across the top of the circles, ahead off the stick of Tang, over the glass and out of play. 15.1 left in this second period. $2-0 was the score at the end of 2 on January the 3rd as well. And again, Youngstown came back to force overtime in that game, but right now, Cash Cruitt not showing any signs of letting anything into the Madison net as Anderson wins the neutral zone draw. Wilson out to center from Miller, back to Anderson, and now Miller plays it into the zone with 7. Around to the right corner, Stout just going to try to stable it to the kick plate. Worked free of the corner by Anderson, but it came to Capel. He'll send it out to center, out the buzzer. 6th goal of the season for Ville Varala has given the Madison Capitals a 2-0 lead. Shots on goal for the game, 22-13 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms with 11 shots in that period. Madison with 8, but they get the only goal. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have our second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the second intermission report. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms trail the Madison Capitols by the score of 2-0. Shots on goal for the game, 22-13 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms outshoot Madison 11-8 in that second period, but it was the Capitals with the only goal of the middle frame at 7:49. It was Ville Varala. His sixth of the season. Chris Bergaios and Cooper Snee with the helpers. Shot from Bergaios at the left point, hit the end wall, came out in front, and Varala able to fire it home short side on Trable before he can get to the near post to cover up. And that is how Madison increased their lead. Still looking for the game's first penalty. So far through 40 minutes of play, nobody has visited the sin bin here at the Cavelli Center. Cash Cruitt has stopped 22 out of 22, looking for his first win since December. Tobias Trable has stopped 11 out of 13. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Watch this. Let's face it, what a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
I'm scared of you guys. I'm scared of you.
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
When your cable internet slows down, your life slows down. You fall a step behind. Introducing Fiber Home Internet from T-Mobile with the bandwidth you need and upload speeds that won't slow down. With fiber, you'll be a step ahead. Really, really ahead. T-Mobile Fiber, starting at just $55 a month with a 5-year price guarantee.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me. The Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net.
Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more. Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins in OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Development isn't accidental, it's intentional. The USHL does it different, and the results show. This is the USHL.
Your life slows down. You fall a step behind. Introducing Fiber Home Internet from T-Mobile with the bandwidth you need and upload speeds that won't slow down. With fiber, you'll be a step ahead. Really, really ahead. T-Mobile Fiber, starting at just $55 a month with a 5-year price guarantee.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the second intermission report. Madison leads 2-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. This is the only game in the USHL tonight. Let's take a look at what will be going on tomorrow. Madison and Youngstown will be facing off again here at the Cavelli Center in the middle game of this weekend's 3-in-3. Puck drops at 7:05. Lincoln will be taking on Muskegon, 7:10 Eastern puck drop at Trinity Health Arena. Sioux City will be at the stable to battle the Cedar Rapids Rough Riders. That's an 8:05 Eastern puck drop. In fact, everything else will be 8:05 Eastern. Waterloo will be in Chicago to take on the Steel, as Chicago getting ready to shut down Fox Valley Ice Arena before moving to the Blackhawks' new practice facility a couple of blocks away from the United Center for next season. Team USA will be in Green Bay to take on the Gamblers. Omaha will be in Fargo to battle the Force. Sioux Falls and Tri-City do battle, and Dubuque will be taking on Des Moines. Over the NHL scoreboard, second intermission at Madison Square Garden. Maple Leafs and Rangers tied at 2. Mammoth lead the Flyers 2-0. Second intermission in Pittsburgh. Sabres lead the Pens 4-1. Blue Jackets now with a 2-0 lead over Florida. Second intermission. Final minute of the first in Nashville. The Predators lead the Bruins 1-0. Final minute of play in the first in Winnipeg. Lightning and the Jets are scoreless. 9 p.m. puck drop between the Senators and Flames. 9:30 puck drop between the Islanders and Kings. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Long Island leads Lindenwood 2-1 at the end of the first. Notre Dame and Ohio State tied at 4. Final 5 minutes of regulation. Michigan State leads Minnesota. First intermission 1-0. Wisconsin and Penn State tied at 3, third period just underway in Happy Valley. UConn leads New Hampshire 1-0, second intermission. UMass leads Boston College 1-0, second intermission. And Merrimack leads UMass Lowell 4-2, second intermission. That'll do it for our second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between the Youngstown Phantoms and Madison Capitols. Here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Veterans, the Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
When your cable internet slows down, your life slows down. You fall a step behind. Introducing Fiber Home Internet from T-Mobile with the bandwidth you need and upload speeds that won't slow down. With fiber, you'll be a step ahead. Really, really ahead. T-Mobile Fiber, starting at just $55 a month with a 5-year price guarantee.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio.
WRTV.
The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the third period. Phantoms trail the Madison Capitols 2-0. Rusinski to take the draw against Cover. Roll for initiative, third period underway as the Caps control the draw. Fry ahead, could not get a touch from Nevers, and Madison guilty of icing 8 seconds into this third period. Just presented by our friends at Mercy Health. Shout out to Brendan Miller, keeping things up to date on social media here for you tonight. Brendan, a little under the weather, but said I can punch in from home. And follow the Phantoms on X at Y-Town Phantoms, on Instagram and Facebook at Youngstown Phantoms. Offensive zone draw to the left of Pruitt. Rusinski to take the face-off. Caps with the control, they'll send it off the window and out to center. Murphy waits for that bouncing puck, worked it to Hextall. Spun across, was looking for Rusinski. Pass would not go, and Nevers will come into the attacking end. Forced below the goal line by Murphy. Got it into the circle for Coburn. His quick one-timer wide of the cage. Murphy to the rebound. To McKinnon to Rusinski, and Malachi will fire it into the attacking end for Youngstown. Hextall played it back to the point, but nobody there for Youngstown as Tang will play it below the goal line for Fry. Near side for Gertis. Skates past the stick check of Hextall. Worked it to the neutral zone. Puck pinballing around Cover, able to work it deep. He'll head off for a line change. Wilson up the far wall to Houston. To Hextall, but lost his footing. Able to get it out to center, though. Puck gathered in by Ryder and sent back into the Phantom zone. Came right corner this time. Wilson delays, sends it to Hextall. And back to Wilson along the near wall. Ahead to the line, redirected in by Hesh. Taken away by the Caps, sent back out to center. Wilson from in front of the bench to Jardine. Sent far side for Houston. Cal into the attacking end down the right side. His shot sticked away by Pruitt. And the puck out of play. 18:39 left in the third. Phantoms trailing 2-0. Cash Pruitt looking for his first USHL shutout. Zemlichka to take the draw against Gustav Griva. And Griva wins the draw. And the Caps able to clear out to center. Kowasia to Pitsley. Fired across off the stick of Berard. It bounced to Sasaki. Kaz off the window and out to center. Stick down in the official's crease by Gustav Griva. Fired ahead off of Doshin and out to center. Puck pinballing around Berard, trying to play it north. Wouldn't go as the Capitals get it back into the attacking end for them. Hamilton took it away, played it out to center, was looking for Sasaki. That pass would not connect either. Zemlichka with the seal, dropped it back to Hamilton. Jack right corner of his own zone. Softly ahead to Zemlichka. Ahead to Sasaki, dropped it back to Zemlichka, but pass was behind him, and the Caps will regain the attack. Gustav Griva down the left wall. Floated wide of the cage, maybe looking for Snee, but came around to Baird Gaios near wall. He'll float it down into the corner for Prudhomme. Prudhomme, cross point for Brooks. A shot right to the glove of Treble, who holds. 17:37 left in the third. Face off to the right of Treble. Phantoms, when coming off a loss this year, 7-3-0-1. Of course, they lost that last one in regulation on Saturday to Green Bay. Madison wins the draw. Flicked wide of the cage by Gertis to Prudhomme to Varala right corner. Tried to play it up to the point, knocked away by Miller. Came to the side of the cage for Boost. Lenny up the wall to Miller. Back to the neutral zone, stick back into the Phantoms end by the Capitals. Murphy left corner around the wall to Miller. And Sean danced around Varala, and he'll carry ahead through center. Miller to the red line, to Orlowski. Fired around the kick plate. Booz got there first, but then lost his footing behind the cage. Taken away by Gertis, and skating ahead are the Capitals. That's Tang. Ahead over for Nevers. That one hit Murphy up high, and Carter looks to be in a little discomfort as he heads to the bench. Here it's McKinnon with a quick shot as Orlowski had a steal, and that one stopped by Pruitt. McKinnon again. Right point for Houston. Trying to work it back deep. Capitals force it out to center. Phantoms touch up. They're going to start a line change. Madison out to center. Nevers working against Hextall. Off of Cover back into the defending zone for Fry. He'll play it ahead to Tang in the neutral zone. Touch to Cover and into the zone. To Kowasia. Spins in the left circle, retreats toward the blue line, watched by Rusinski, now feeds Tang in the left corner. Up to the top of the circle, guarded by Houston, down the wall, picked off by Hextall. Across off a Madison stick, Hextall regathers, trying to find Rusinski, but wedged off by Kowasia. Dropped it behind him and played ahead, looking for Ryder at the line. It would not go in. Madison guilty of icing, 15:49 left in the third. And 2-0 Capitals. Face-off will be to the right of Cash Pruitt. Hesh to take the draw. Against Cover, they'll do it again. And it's the Capitals with the face-off win. Banked ahead for Ryder. Ryder down the right side. Right dot cuts to the middle. Watched by Berard. Brody, great defense. Left circle. Ryder with a shot. Missed the cage. Rebound to Simpson. Cooper ahead. Floats it to an area. Berard skates into it. No icing here as Brody gets to it first in the right corner. Tried to work it behind the net to Hesh, but taken away by the Caps. And they'll bring it up the middle. Capel chipped it to the right wing corner. Simpson got there first, fired around the wall to Berard. Brody left side, ahead to Hesh. Has Jardine with him as they're into the attacking end, 2-on-3. Capitals come away with the puck. Work it up the far wall to Capel. Forced off the puck at the red line, but able to work it deep, no icing. White Rabbit there, first in the left corner as he battles Pitsley. Worked it to Murphy. Carter around the net, up the middle to Zemlichka. Ricard with speed over to Sasaki. Kaz to Murphy, couldn't pull the trigger. Back to the right point for Sasaki. Kaz, center point shot, hit a boot in the slot. That was Gustavs Grieva. Youngstown still with it. Zemlichka, a shot redirected in front and went wide. Sasaki to Zemlichka, left corner. Worked up the wall, grabbed by Madison, and they'll skate it to center. Pitsley gains the red line. Fired over to Riard's Grieva. Had it taken away by Murphy for a moment. Then Grieva lifted his stick. Murphy able to regather, lifted it to the line, kept by Kowasia. Fed back down the near wall. Riards to Gustav. Pass stolen as Riards tried to give it back. Murphy will fire it to Anderson. Up ahead looking for Zemlichka. It would not go, and icing will be called on the Youngstown Phantoms. 14:01 left in the third. Face off to the right of Trable. Zemlichka to take the draw against Varala. Varala won it forward, but cut off at the pass by White Rabbit before he could get to the cage. Puck to the right point kept by Kowasia. Fed across to Stout. His low shot kicked out by Trable. Rebound to Snee. Back to Snout. Back to Snee along the far wall. Over to Varala. His one-timer off the heel of his stick and wide. Orlowski to the rebound. Backhands it to the line. Anderson gains center red. He'll backhand it deep. Phantoms to a line change with 13:35 left in the third. Capitals out to center, picked off by Orlowski. He's back on the attack. Taken out from behind by Prudhomme, and it's Kowasia back through center over to Nevers, crosses the red line and backhands it deep. Houston the first one to it. Quickly up the far wall to Orlowski, and now Jesse will work it deep as it comes around to the left side. Miller wedged off the puck and taken away by the Caps. Up to the right point kept by Houston. Cal back down low off of the official. It came to Boos. In front to Hextall, still bouncing around. Phantoms get control, but it's out at center. Houston D to D over to Wilson, back into his own end. Back to Cal at center. Gains the red line and fires it into the zone. Broke the stick of Houston, and Tang both broke their sticks on the play. As it's loose for Rusinski, his shot was blocked into the corner by Bergaios. Puck tried to go up to the slot, now stolen by Rusinski. Rue to McKinnon, shot was blocked, rebound left circle. Hextall clubbed it to the line, but grabbed by Ryder, and he'll skate to center. Stripped Hextall the puck, 3-on-2 into the zone come the Caps. Ryder centering feed, blocked by Hamilton. Below the goal line, fed up to the left point, kept by Gertis. Into the slot, he'll feed it, but that's right to the stick of McKinnon. Left corner for Berard, ahead to the neutral zone, redirected in by Hextall. Phantoms to the line change with 2:05 left in the third. They trail 2-0. Caps give it away at center to Berard. But Brody guilty of an ice as he was trying to connect on a pass, and he was 6 feet short of the red line. So defensive zone draw upcoming for Youngstown. 2:01 left in the third, and again, Phantoms trail 2-0. Madison, when leading after 2 this year, 18-1. Phantoms, when trailing after 2, 4-9-1-0. Hesh wins the faceoff cleanly. Hamilton out to center, off of McKinnon and back to Hesh, over to Jardine. Jardine right point, back to the line for Berard. He'll poke it to the left corner for Simpson. Cooper to the hash marks, tried to feed the point off a Madison stick, will be gathered in by Murphy. He'll retreat to center, spins away from Ryder, dances around Capel and back into the attacking end. Murphy with a shot, Crew with the save, rebound just past Murphy, came to Jardine in the corner. Up to the hash marks, Jardine tied up, and Capital is able to escape the zone. White Rabbit in his own end, up the wall to Hesh, behind him to Murphy. Poked off of his twig by Pitsley. Able to drop it off for Gustavs Grieva. Cutting across the blue paint. Got a shot away. Pad save by Trable, who's lost his stick. Phantoms, however, come away with the puck. Simpson to the red line, 1-on-3. Into the zone, over was looking for Jardine. Pass would not go. It's Kawaja up the near side, off of Doshin and out to center. Doshin chipped it past the man, got it over to Pitsley, back to Doshin. Doshin to Pitsley behind the cage, far wall for Gustav Skriva. Griva down the wall to the goal line. Wedged off by Houston, puck rolled to Simpson. Cooper carried ahead, floated to center for Zemlichka. Ricard gained center red, worked it deep into the zone, 2-on-3. Phantoms changing behind the play. Capitals to the puck, and it's Kawaja. Around the net to the near side with 10.5. Up to the line for Pitsley. He'll redirect it deep. Stopped behind the cage by Trable. Worked over to Wilson, and now Anderson tripped up by Snee, and play continues. Might have been the closest we've come to a penalty here tonight, but we play on. Thought that one was touched by a high stick on the dump in by Madison, but Wilson in the left corner plays it over to Houston, hit the seam in the boards and came to Prudhomme, but he couldn't find a teammate to center to. Puck back out to center. Redirected back into the Phantom zone. Madison to a line change. Wilson ahead to the attacking line for Orlowski. Watched by Fry. Ridden off the boards into the left corner. Boos in there trying to help out his winger. Orlowski had it for a moment, lost it in the corner to Gertis, who skates out of traffic. Nevers knocked off the puck at the Youngstown line. Trable will chip it toward Miller, who's forced back down below his goal line, and turned it over to Tang. To Nevers, off a couple of sticks, it bounced to Orlowski. Jesse to Miller. From the red line, he'll backhand it into the Madison zone. Picked up by Gertis, fired quickly ahead across the red line to Nevers and into the Youngstown end. He'll backhand it below the goal. Murphy the first one there. Up the near side for McKinnon. Malachi through center with speed to Rusinski. Rue watched by Kawaja. Centering feed looking for McKinnon was blocked. Over to the far wall and poked out to center by Madison. Murphy stole the puck away from Ryder, who also lost his stick on the play. Comes to White Rabbit, and now Rusinski. Rue into the zone. Got a shot away from the high slot. Stick saved by Pruitt. And the net off its pegs. Not a media timeout, I don't think. Depends on which team knocked the net off its pegs. .8:34 left in the third. They did decide to take their media timeout, but we will keep it here. I want to throw a shout out to Phantoms Associate Head Coach Brandon Gotkin, his 300th regular season game in the USHL tonight. Congratulations to Brandon. Right now looking for a better result. 8:34 left in the third, and the Phantoms trailing 2-0. Looks like it was the Phantoms that knocked the net off its pegs. Face-off will come out at center. It'll be Rusinski, Simpson, and Sasaki. It'll be Rue to take the draw against Capel. Worked it to Sasaki, but as he entered the zone, immediately poked off his twig. Murphy will regather and rip it in as Rusinski trucks Kawaja in the left corner. Kawaja, little cross-check to the back of the Phantoms captain as play continues. Kawaja came away with the puck. Snapped it ahead to Doshin, out to center looking for Ryder, taken away by White Rabbit. Ahead to Sasaki, behind him to Simpson, but the drop pass wouldn't go. Played to the line, White Rabbit pinched, but Youngstown going to be able to recover here as Doshin plays it just across the Phantoms line, stolen by Murphy. Over to Rusinski, fires into the attacking zone. Simpson in on the forecheck, 1-on-4. Phantoms changing behind the play as Brooks will pitchfork it off the window and out to center. Bouncing puck, glove down by Pitsley. Turns his back to Wilson, waits for help, dropped it off for Grieva. Back to Pitsley, his shot blocked by Houston. Loose change to McKinnon as one of our refs hurt down at center. Play continues. McKinnon, bottom of the right circle, forced below the goal line. Hextall there, taken to the boards by Bergaios. Brooks pinning the puck to the boards now, 7-10. Left in the third, Phantoms trail 2-0. Jardine to Houston. Across to Wilson, left circle. Wilson, a shot high off a stick into the right corner. Jardine down low off the ref to McKinnon. Bounce it up to the line to Houston. He'll hold that line. D to Wilson. His shot redirected wide by Hextall. Brooks to the rebound to Doshin and lifted out to center. Was looking for Grieva. Grieva will skate into it. Flicked one toward the cage, missed it wide. Rebound to Snee. Below the goal for Gustavs Grieva, left corner. Poked it behind the net, but skated into by Hextall. Jack spun away from Snee, who then cross-checked down Jack Wilson. Phantoms will get the game's first power play. McKinnon into the attacking zone for Jardine. Drop back to center for Houston. As Trable now on the bench for the extra attacker. 6:25 left in the third. Rusinski through center and into the zone. Bouncing into the left wing corner, it's White Rabbit. Thought Fry had a touch on it, but instead will come over to the right corner for Jardine. Swept up to the point for Murphy. Center point, Hextall. One-timer to the glove of Cruitt, who holds. And Youngstown will go to the power play on the other side of our final media timeout. 6:06 left in the third. Phantoms trail 2-0. Listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports. Heading to the box is Cooper Snee for that cross-check. Phantoms on the power play for the season, 28.4% is first in the USHL. Penalty kill for the Caps is 80.9%. That is sixth on the season in those two games 9 weeks ago. Youngstown 2 for 9 against Madison on the power play, 22.2%. Faceoff will be to the left of Cash Cruitt, who is looking for his first USHL shutout. He has stopped 27 out of 27. But the Phantoms need 2, and they need 2 quickly. But there are no 2-point plays in hockey, so before you can get 2, got to get 1. And it will be Rusinski to take the draw against Varala. Be the Capitals with the face-off win. They'll work it around over to Doshin, and he will clear it down length of the ice. Trable to Wilson. Carries around the cage, gives it up to Rusinski. Rue across to Hextall. Puck bounced on him, and he'll drop it back into the defensive zone. Rolling puck grabbed by Wilson. 25 seconds already gone on the power play for Youngstown. Rusinski ahead, drops it back for Wilson. Jack across to Simpson. And Cooper into the attacking zone, behind him to Hextall. Cross to Jardine. Jards, top of the right circle. To Hextall, back to the line for Wilson. Wilson's pass blocked, came right back to him. Now left circle, back to Wilson. Goal line extended for Jardine. Now Rusinski spun it toward the top, but right to the stick of Varala, who will clear. Halfway home on the power play here for Youngstown as Trable sets it up for Murphy. Second power play unit cycling on. 5 minutes left in regulation. Phantoms trail 2-0. McKinnon, red line and blue into the attacking end. Spins at the hash marks. Banks it up to the line for Zemlichka. Center point for Murphy. Back to Zemlichka. Side of the cage for Boost. Back to Zemlichka, but pass would not go. And down the ice, Trable. Quickly up for Murphy. Murphy Behind him to Boos. Lenny comes near side. Banked it past Varala, caught up to it in the left corner. Spun it behind the cage. First one there was Gertis, and he's able to fire it down the length as McKinnon unable to hold the far wall. Phantoms so far without even a look at the cage here, and there's only 8 seconds left on the power plays. Murphy drops it behind him to McKinnon. McKinnon to Houston. But now out of the box is Snee, and he has it. Down the ice, but he's one-on-one with White Rabbit. Snee spins, looks for help, but teammates are changing behind the play. And that power play for Youngstown, not what they were looking for at all, as it's Ryder back into the attacking zone for the Capitals. Ryder in the corner. Bodied up by Anderson with 3:35 left in the third. Capel out of the corner, up to the left point. For Stout. Bank down low for Ryder. Into the middle looking for Butella. His one-timer blocked by Anderson. Looks like the Capitals were trying to run the same play that led to Butella's goal in the first. Puck here in the corner, Ryder. Pinned to the wall by Houston, gave it up to Anderson, and gave it right back to Ryder. Fed out to the left point for Stout with 3:05 left in the third. Stout will turn and fire over the cage and over the outstretched glove of Trable. Came to the right wall, Anderson bodying up Capel. As Madison cycling fresh players on the ice. Capel walks off the corner, trying to step out in front. Backhander and a kick save by Trable. As Capel cut right across the front of the blue paint, and Trable using that big frame kicked out the right leg. Now 2:35 left in the third, 2-0 Capitals, as Madison has hemmed Youngstown in here for the last minute about ever since that penalty was killed. Capitals have played a near perfect game here tonight. As Tang just pinning the puck to the corner boards. Now 2:15, 2:10 left in this third period. Phantoms finally work it free, but it's just kicked to the corner again by Nevers. Nevers now out of the scrum, up the wall to Tang, to Cover, off the skates of White Rabbit, up the wall to Sasaki, and he's just going to bank it down the ice. Not far enough for icing. Phantoms will get fresh bodies on the ice, but they need to get Trable to the bench. Caps fire it ahead. This could be icing. It will not be, because Gustavs Griva came to the weak side. Gave it up to Rusinski. Left corner for Hextall. Into the corner for Murphy. Back up the wall to Hextall, and Jack out to center for Rusinski. To Jardine, to Rusinski, and into the zone. Trable heads to the bench. Back to the line for Wilson. Left circle. Rusinski spins off of Brooks. Trable on the bench for the extra attacker. Behind the cage to Hextall. Right corner, Simpson. Cooper, top of the right circle now. Through the box to Rusinski. One-timer missed the cage. I think the net is a little bit off right now as Madison clears it down the length of the ice with less than a minute remaining and with 53.8 left in the third. I imagine Ryan Ward is going to use his timeout. And he will. We will step aside with them back for the conclusion of regulation here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
53.8 seconds left in the third. Phantoms need a pair of goals. They trail 2-0. Cash Cruitt looking for his first USHL shutout. Net is empty for Youngstown. It is 6 attackers on 5. Rusinski to take the draw. And he'll win that faceoff to Wilson. Jack walks center point. Pass over to Simpson. Off a stick. He'll settle it down. Feed it below the goal line for Rusinski. Came back to the line for Wilson. To Simpson. Spun away from Pitsley. Simpson forced the corner by Fry. Sauced it up to the line for Wilson. This one may end up inside the net. It's just wide of the post. As Wilson's stick slashed out of his hands by Pitsley with 30 seconds left, but play will continue. Jardine couldn't find the puck, banked it to the line, grabbed by Madison, and the shot off the stick of Doshin off a Youngstown twig and out of play with 22.2 left in the third. Trable back into the net for what I imagine will be the remainder of regulation as Youngstown, they're in a spot where they're going to now have lost 4 of their last 5 at home. Something that has not happened under head coach Ryan Ward. I guess it has happened once. The Phantoms lost 4 in a row at home back in 2024. As they are in the attacking end, 10 seconds left in regulation. Rusinski over to Hextall, fed in front for Jardine. Tried to bank it in, it wouldn't go. Puck below the goal line, 2 seconds and 1. And Cash Cruitt has his first shutout in the USHL as the Madison Capitols come into the Cavelli Center on a Thursday night and shut out the Phantoms by the score of 2-0. Final shots on goal for the game, 27-16 in favor of Youngstown Phantoms with just 5 shots in. Phantoms with 5 shots in the third period. Madison with 3. Capitals got on the board at the 6:59 mark of the first. Aero Butella's 10th goal of the season. Max Ryder and John Stout with the assist. Added an insurance goal at 7:49 of the second. Ville Verara, his 6th of the campaign. Chris Baird, Giles, and Cooper Snee with the helpers. No goals in the third period as Madison just kind of went into a defensive shell and neither team really could get anything going. Tobias Trable takes the loss. He stopped 14 out of 16. Cash Cruitt gets the win, his first win since December. He stopped 27 out of 27. Phantom power play was 0 for 1. Madison power play 0 for 0. The first game the Phantoms have not taken a penalty since February the 10th of 2024 against the Muskegon Lumberjacks. Well, these two teams will be back here again at it tomorrow and Saturday. Puck drops tomorrow at 7:05. We'll go on the air for the pregame show at 6:45. Great seats still available. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets or more information. 330-747-PUCK. That is 330-747-7825. Former engineer Dave Ferris for Brendan Miller, keeping things up to date on social media for you. I am Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score: Madison 2 and Youngstown 0. We will catch you here at the Cavelli Center tomorrow night. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.